Today in the battle arena, well, we've got Batman, the Caped Crusader, the Dark Knight, world's greatest detective. I haven't seen him in a while, so why not throw him in the arena again? And this time, well, he's going up against Spider Man's number one nemesis, Venom. So who's coming on top here? Who wins? Let's find out. So Batman is like the OG hero, the most popular hero of all time. Everyone knows who he is and what he's about. And even though he doesn't really have any superpowers, he's still done some super incredible stuff throughout the years. And I'm not just talking stuff like dodging bullets, fighting whole armies, or taking out all his enemies at once. I'm talking beating Superman, beating the Justice League, beating Darkseid himself. Yeah, that's the incredible stuff I'm talking about. But still, going up against Venom is really no joke. No walk in the park. I mean, he's beaten Superman before too. But can you smell that? You know what that is? Yeah, that's just a load of horse right there. No, but really, Venom is actually a threat, especially to somebody like Batman. I mean, just for starters, Venom is superhumanly strong, a whole lot stronger than Bruce. Actually, a whole lot stronger than the people Bruce usually goes up against. He's easily stronger than Spider Man, is able to easily break through metal, pick up big cars and trucks, throw big cars and trucks. Then there's just the dudes that he goes up against. Like, besides Spider Man, outside of him, and Pete is probably already impressive enough already, but he's been able to punch around Nova, punch around Juggernaut too. Yeah, Venom's pretty strong. Also, really tough. He's taken huge explosions to the face, only been sorta kinda dazed by them, and some of these have been pretty large explosions. He's taken plenty and plenty of punches, the likes of Spider Man, and right back in the fight. And you thought he was weak to stuff like fire and Sonics? Well, think again. Well, actually, it's not like he's immune to the stuff, it is still a weakness, but he's just tougher than you might think. Not instantly taken out by these sort of attacks. Like, Venom's kept on going after being set on fire. He's taken Sonic Blast, able to smash through concrete walls, level city blocks, even forced his way through a wall of solid sonic energy. Which, don't even ask me how that's a thing. I guess that's comics for you. And on top of that, if Venom ever does get injured, well, he's able to heal himself pretty much instantaneously. And if he's able to heal from stuff like this, well, he's going to be able to heal from a lot of whatever Batman ends up throwing at him. Finally, Venom is really, really fast too. Like, once again, compared to Spider Man, gotta compare everything to Spider Man when you're talking about Venom. Just kind of create that baseline to build off of. But compared to Venom, Spider Man is literally moving in slow motion. He can dodge bullets like they're nothing. He can outspeed Spider Man, both Peter and Miles, like it's nothing. And Venom can even catch bullets. And we haven't even talked about Venom's tentacles and his shape shifting and his webbing and his stretchiness and all that. He's able to reach out and impale people all the way through. He can kind of shapeshift himself, like forming his arms into weapons and shields. He can restrain people with his webbing, or just go the easy route in all this and smother and suffocate people, even actually mess up people's insides. So, really, Venom is so much of a threat. I mean, that's what I was saying. Batman's gonna have a hard time taking all this down. Can he do it? Well, I mean, I guess that's the ultimate question right there. So, first things first, Bruce is going to have to be able to actually physically compete with Venom, at least to some degree. And I'd say he can, at least enough to remain kinda competitive. Batman isn't gonna hurt Venom with just physical attacks, but he has kicked Bane through solid steel doors, taken out Solomon Grundy, and injured bulletproof superhumans. But more importantly, Bruce is super tough. One hit from damage only broke three of his ribs. Batman has taken attacks from Superman and beatings from Professor Zoom. He survived all sorts of explosions, even buildings collapsing down directly on top of him. He's also pretty freaking fast, like fast enough to block bullets, fast enough to dodge bullets point blank, fast enough to dodge bullets coming at him from all over the place. He's even fought against speedsters before, managed to do alright, even tagging these guys while they were still running all around. So Batman can at least hang in there for a little while with Venom. At least hang in there long enough to game plan and think of some way to take him down. Because here's the thing, even though we did talk about how Venom is tougher to stuff like fire and Sonics than you might think, bottom line is that's still a weakness of his. If Batman can figure that out and exploit that, then he can take Venom down. So, can Batman do that? Well, I think it's pretty safe to say that Batman is the greatest detective out there. Not really going out that much of a limb when he's called the world's greatest detective. If there's anyone that's going to be able to figure out weaknesses on the fly, it's gonna be him. He's quickly picked up on different tells when fighting against people, even picking up on some of them within the first few seconds of the fight. And he's done this fairly routinely too. I think Batman will figure out Venom's weaknesses within the first few minutes of the fight, or at least suspect enough that he's weak to sonics and fire to think, hey, why don't I try this out? And just see how he reacts to a sonic grenade or a little flamethrower action or something like that. And Batman is always packing sonic weapons and some fire and heat weapons, so that's really not going to be too much of a problem. Here's the thing though, and you gotta circle back around to we're full circle now, because you gotta remember Sonics and fire isn't like an instant kill for Venom. He survived being set on fire before and continued fighting. He's taken plenty of massive explosions before, point blank, and even taken sonic attacks that are bringing down whole city blocks. Yes, Venom is weaker to these attacks, but he's still actually resistant to them, just not as resistant as he is to stuff like bullets or punches. And Batman is not packing anything close to the stuff it's going to require to put Venom down. He's just not. And even if he's able to cobble together something that powerful, that's going to take time. Time that Batman doesn't have. In order for Bruce to win this fight, he's got to find Venom's weaknesses and put him down ASAP, because time isn't on his side. Venom's still faster, still stronger, still tougher by like a massive margin. And so it's really just going to take one punch or one good impalement to instantly swing the fight in Venom's favor and really make it a fight that Batman can't win. If it was in the comics, here's how I think I see this fight playing out. Batman meets Venom in a dark alley one night. They fight, and Venom just trashes Batman. Way too much for him. Batman does his best to just try and escape with his life. Fight another day. After that absolute beating, Batman takes everything that he knows about Venom and is able to use all that to reduce Venom's weaknesses. And he does not play around. Goes and gets the biggest sonic weapons and fire attacks it can think of. I'm talking like the Superman grade Sonics. Then they meet again. And this time, Batman is able to use all his knowledge and prep to beat Venom, take the big guy down. I think that's how this would play out. But here, well, Batman doesn't have the luxury of a rematch. And I think it's really, really hard to say that Batman can survive a fight with Venom. Figure out Venom's weakness, exploit that weakness, and take him down. Again, all while surviving the fight, not really getting any hits landed on him. I mean, yeah, I know it's Batman. That's a whole lot to ask. And I just don't know if I see it happening. I think Venom is tougher than you'd think. I think he's faster than you think. I think of his webbing, his shapeshifting, his tentacles, all the advantages that the symbiote gives him. I think Venom is coming out on top here. Venom wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Who do you think wins this fight? Batman or Venom? Sign off down below. Also, be sure hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn notifications from the DanCo army. And I will see y'all next time.